by the government as well. All right, let's take it to other national development for the day. And Prime Minister Modi will be, remember, heading to United States of America for a 3-day state visit starting Tuesday. Now, the U.S. President Joe Biden is set to conduct high-level talks with Prime Minister Modi, and our colleague Parikshit Luthra has been tracking all the developments very, very closely, joins us with the agenda for the meeting. Parikshit, take it away.
Well, yes, it's indeed going to be a power-packed visit. We hear from our sources that the Prime Minister will leave for the United States early tomorrow morning. His first stop will be New York, where he will be meeting community leaders from India. He will be meeting select CEOs, professionals, and a cross-section of the U.S. society. The first event for the PM, however, will be International Yoga Day celebrations at the UN headquarters in New York. So the Prime Minister will be leading those celebrations. He also has a private engagement with President Biden on 21st evening in New York. Post that, the Prime Minister flies to Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C., he has an event related to skilling and capacity building where India and U.S. are going to participate, and this will focus on skilling and capacity building in India. 22nd in Washington, D.C. will be a critical day of meetings. There will be a series of one-on-one bilateral meetings between Prime Minister Modi and President Biden, which will begin with a ceremonial welcome at the White House. There will be delegation-level talks. There will be a joint statement as well. There will be a state dinner hosted by the President and the First Lady. There will also be an address to the U.S. Congress. Prime Minister will be the first leader to have addressed the U.S. Congress twice. On 23rd, he will have a meeting with select CEOs from companies like General Electric, also from General Electric. You'll have them from Micron as well, and several other big manufacturing companies in the United States. They will be calling on the Prime Minister. He will be addressing the Indian diaspora in the evening before he heads off to Egypt. There will be a joint statement which will entail all the deliverables, but we're really looking at a big GE-HAL deal, which will be a multi-billion-dollar deal. There will be an investment announced by Micron, which could be more than $1 billion. This has been in the works for quite some time, and there will be an announcement on Predator drones as well, a deal which could be as big as $3 billion.
All right, got that. Pariksha, thanks a lot for taking us through all of the details on the agenda. But you briefly mentioned the deal of GE and HAL. So take us through some more details on what we really know about this, because the stock is very excited in trade. So take us through what you're picking up here.
Well, the defense push will be big during the Modi visit. One, there will be a defense industrial roadmap agreed upon, which will include very close linkages between the supply chains and industries of the two countries. Why is the GE-HAL deal important? It's because in future it will improve the serviceability of our aircraft and also power our fighter jet program. As per this deal, we will get 80% technology transfer over a 3-year period. Once this deal is signed, India and US will start working on how to manufacture these jet engines in India. HAL will start purchasing manufacturing equipment from GE. This is likely to be a multi-billion-dollar deal. How we pay for it, whether there'll be a royalty per engine or whether there'll be a one-time payment from India to the United States, that is still being worked out. One of the locations this is being considered for manufacturing these engines is Koraput in Odisha, where HAL already has an engine manufacturing unit. Why have we not got 100% technology transfer? India had been pushing for 100% technology transfer, but we get to know from our sources that possibly it would have not got congressional approval. Even this deal right now, which has been approved by the White House, will need congressional approval, but it has been approved by both Prime Minister Modi and President Biden at the highest level, and we believe there is bipartisan support for it in the Congress as well. Why will the Indian defense industry benefit? We get to know from our sources that there are 600 to 700 MSMEs in the defense sector which are allied with HAL, which will get orders over the next 3 to 4 years and will really benefit from this deal in a big way. The transfer of technology will happen in phases. 80% is not going to come in one go. Initially, we will get some parts from the United States, and this will slowly lead us to a position where 80% of the value addition to the jet engine happens in India.
All right, Parikshit, thanks so much for giving us all those important details. So on our agenda would be that Indo-US meet with Prime Minister Modi's visit and the Big Bang announcements really coming in from there. With that, we'll slip into a short breather on Business Lunch right now. But when we come back, yet another Indian pharma company, Mumbai-based Care, is now under the lens after the paracetamol drug was found to be toxic by the Nigerian drug regulators. We get you a roundup of what's behind the recent spate of toxic drugs and what regulators are doing to combat this menace. Stay tuned.